Hello everyone, this is Persephone, and in this video I'm going to tell you how to date a K-pop idol. Real advice. I believe that it's very important to stay positive and to never give up and fight for your dreams. I say that because I see a lot of toxic advice on this subject and people saying, oh, you're just an airhead, it will never happen, give up, and so on. That's the wrong mentality. The reason for that is that there are so many celebrities who actually married fans or married people from the same industry who were not famous, so why not you too? You deserve to find happiness as much as every other human does. And also, because I'm a very spiritual person and I believe in reincarnation, we don't know, you could even be this idol soulmate. So I'm going to encourage you, go after what you want and not tell you, oh, it will never happen. But I have to warn you before we start that it's going to be a battlefield. Love and war have many things in common, and you need to have a ferocious, combative attitude, the person that you're going to just crush whatever stands in the way of your dream. Okay, no further intro. Thing number one, the mentality between a celebrity and a fan can be worlds apart. I once knew a real-life celebrity who said, what our coach told us, he was an artist but not into K-pop, and what everybody's telling us when we start is think like a fan and soon you will find yourself sitting with the fans. Which means that you have, if you want to be in the industry, you have to actually leave behind the fan mentality very early on. So we are not going to approach this subject as a fan who wants to date an idol. We are going to approach it as you're the soulmate of the idol, and we have to give to the universe the message that you do have to be brought together. Step number one. If you don't speak Korean, it's extremely important not to just learn the language, to master it, to ace it, to think in Korean, to dream in Korean. The reason for that isn't just the usual crap that, oh, most idols don't speak English, or oh, you need to understand the lyrics. Okay, these are good reasons, but they are not good enough reasons. Language and culture go hand by hand. So if you want to truly understand someone, you have to start by indulging and deeply understanding their language. I say that because I'm an optimistic person, and I think that if you end up dating your idol, you may also end up marrying your idol. And what is going to happen then? Wouldn't it be amazing that you impress everyone in their family with your fluent language skills? Immediately you are winning so many people over in a country when you can speak the language. It shows you are hardworking, it shows you are intelligent, it shows you are passionate, and it shows that you are serious. The most important thing is that you are serious. Also, it shows that you don't just objectify the person because of their race or because of their looks, but you're actually interested in entering the world that they live in a deeper and meaningful level. For example, as a white person that I date Asian guys, I have met many Asian guys who just wanted a white person. I'm of Russian ancestry and they never bothered to even try to learn basic words in Russian. They never bothered to learn anything about the culture, and I was getting the feeling that anyone who is white would do for them. And guess what? It didn't work out with any of them because that was a very big turnoff. Now imagine that happening to an idol who has millions of fans. Most people will not go as far, but you're going to stand out. Thing number two, learn the actual culture. There are so many books and online classes and information on etiquette and manners. You don't want to be the cringy foreigner, the person who is just going to embarrass them, or the person that people are going to roll their eyes and saying, okay, why is he or she with that foreigner? Like, oh my God. You want to be the polar opposite of the ignorant foreigner stereotype. Of course, you are still a foreigner at the end of the day. Mistakes are going to be made. But imagine it like water flowing. When you're like swimming and you go with the current and you make one or two mistakes, people are not going to notice. Or a better example is, imagine when you watch your favorite anime or your favorite movie. Even if there are plot holes, if the overall scenery is good, the characters are well written, the acting is good, you are not going to start noticing the plot holes. You're just going to enjoy it, immerse yourself in it. Similarly, if you are a person who is well educated, speaks the language, and understands at least the basic customs, one mistake here and there, it's going to be considered as cute, or people are going to say it's okay and come to support you. The most disgusting thing I've ever seen as a foreigner is the person who lives in Japan for 10 years and never bothered to learn the language. The person who lives in Korea for 20 years and never bothered to learn the language. Even if you have money, it shows bad character. I'm going to sound like my grandma now that she was very strict in these things. She says you show off where you came from and how lazy and disrespectful you are when you do that. My grandmother was an immigrant in Germany in the 60s, and they provided language school for immigrants, and she bought a dictionary to start learning by herself the first day she stepped foot in the country. And when she went there as a beginner, people wouldn't believe she's a beginner. She knew that much. She knew thousands of words. I'm not saying you have to be as extreme as my grandmother, but we're aiming high here, okay? We're aiming for you to get an idol, a person that has millions of fans. So we have to be as meticulous as possible. I told you. You are going down the war path now, not the dreamer's path. The more strategic you are, the more your chances of winning will be. Thing number 3, counterproductive but necessary. You are going to have a life of your own and a career of your own that it doesn't have to be directly in the industry. I'm not telling you to also be a K-pop idol, because in some ways that can also be counterproductive, surprisingly. I have dated people in the same career paths as me, and we ended up arguing a lot. While people who were on a similar career path, that they understand my struggle, but they don't really need to give me their opinion or to argue, we got along much better. Or I'm going to give you a friendship example. When I was in high school, I was in a science-based class. Like in our high school, you could pick if you wanted advanced math, advanced science, and so on. And because I have Asperger's syndrome, I picked that. And my best friend, she was excelling at linguistics and social sciences and so on. And she had a similarly demanding curriculum. She had a lot to study. And we were in the same school, but we weren't constantly, fighting and arguing about the subjects, because at the end of the day, I went to my class, she went to hers, and we had information to exchange. But it wasn't like she couldn't understand how stressed I was or how I was looking with dread at the upcoming exams and so on. So if you want to date a K-pop idol, let's see possible careers for you to follow. One great career is actually studying music or studying writing, so that you can write a script, and you know that many idols eventually transition into acting, or makeup, or costume design. Anything that you can think that you are good at and you could be passionate about is a great career. If you tell me now, okay, Persephone, I hear you, but I'm not the artsy type, I'm a practical person, I'm a science person, that's also fine. Any business you can start or any career path you can actually follow that you're passionate about and it can make you a lot of money is good enough of a choice, at least as a starting point. Do you know why? Do you know the magic about that? If, let's say, you start your own online business, okay, let's say you're very good with jewelry and you start crafting your own jewelry line, it becomes insanely successful. You can still move to Korea and you can still start hanging out in the same expensive gyms the idols go, in the same restaurants, in the same circles, and then you can be a friend of a friend. Being a friend of a friend is an amazing way to meet other people without looking desperate, without looking creepy like a stalker or even worse. And people are going to trust you, because if, let's say, you are friends with many of people that idols hang out with, if you already passed a friend's test, they're already going to lower their guard down a bit, because their friend all approves you, so they have a positive bias for you. The worst thing you can do is start going to every concert, start going to every meetup, collecting everything they sell, screaming, acting insane, acting like they are a god and you are some peasant. These are extreme turn-offs. You need to look like a well-balanced person. These people having a career in the K-pop industry, they deal with a lot of crazy. So they need their partner to be a safe harbor, someone they can go to and distress, relax, feel safe. They don't want some screaming lunatic. I understand where you are coming from, but you have to practice, even practice in the mirror. And you need to have a face that shows that you are healthy, normal, driven, dependable, and a bunch of other things that people who deal with a lot of crazy want in their lives. That's very important, and that's also one of the hardest things to achieve. But guess what? Most of the people cannot achieve any of the things that I mentioned because they lack the drive, the discipline, and their love isn't true love, it's just infatuation. So if you're watching me and you believe that you're the soulmate of the idol, you're going to be able to cross every obstacle. I believe that because true love can actually move mountains. There's nothing you can't do when it comes to true love. So don't give up. Most important thing that I haven't mentioned, maybe I should have mentioned it first, is your looks. Personally, I believe that if it's not healthy, it's not sexy. I don't believe that you should be doing any of those starvation K-pop diets of eating one potato per day and I don't know what else that is going to send you to the hospital faster than any other career path. But you should start clean eating. If you know how to cook, learn to cook even healthier. This is very important because people want someone who is actually aligning with their values of life and can imagine. I like rivers and waters and seas a lot. I'm a person that gets very energized by water. So imagine someone who, like, you throw them into the water and they swim like a fish. It's like effortless, gracious, and you enjoy being with them. Okay, should I mention myself here? I would never date a person who is not active physically because I love sports, I love working out. I don't care what the person wants to do. I'm just happy to participate. Like, even in things that if they play soccer, I would play, although it's not my first choice. If they ride horses, I would do it. If they just want to go for long walks or hiking, I'm happy to do it. What I'm not happy to do is be a couch potato, binge watching dramas and stuff without working out. So the idols have to stay active and have to eat healthy because that's their job. Part of the job is to look good, the visuals. So I don't want to shame anyone, and I know that looking good and being healthy and eating healthy can be as demanding as a full-time job, but you are going to have to tackle that. Because first of all, competition. Many people are going to be very attractive and approaching your idol and you have to stand out. Second, because you're going to have a lot more in common with them. And third, because that is going to give you confidence. A lot of the times we idolize people because we feel we're inferior to them or we are in a different world, like we can never meet them. But at the end of the day, they are people just like everybody else. And they want to date an equal. They don't want to date someone who is stereotyping them or fetishizing them or idolizing them. And I experienced all of these things, and these idols experienced it like millions of times more than me. So I'm here to warn you. It's very, very upsetting to feel that, oh, you just like someone for the visuals and you don't know anything. If you have stalked them and you have learned everything about them, I understand, we have all done it, but you have to hide it, okay? If you meet them in real life, let's say everything goes well and somehow you meet, somehow you cross paths and it looks like fate, but it's not fate at all because we prepared every step of it, you are not going to tell them, hey, in that interview in 2018, in that talk show, you said that one line, what did you mean? That is creepy. If you have them as your phone wallpaper, they have to go and be replaced with something else like your cat. I say that because I understand why we do those things, but you have to give the impression of a person that is normal as possible, a high quality person. Another very important thing, to not make this video super long, is that you don't talk to anyone about your goal unless the person is willing to help you somehow. For example, you can say, I want to lose weight and be healthier, but you don't have to mention, I want to lose weight because I want to marry a K-pop idol, because what people are trying to do is they're going to try to talk you out of it. So if you have a friend and you want to try losing weight together, that's fine. If not, we don't talk about it. Don't talk about these goals because people are going to be so jealous of you, so envious of your efforts, that they're going to start trying to talk you out of it. They're going to try to sabotage you, or they're just going to transfer all of that negativity to you. And this is a positive mission. We don't want any negativity, okay? You can do whatever you want to do. There are people who achieve that. This is what you should always have in mind. I recommend you reading celebrities who married their fans, not just in K-pop, in everywhere, and you will see that there are actually people who did that. Even Machine Gun Kelly, who is getting married when I filmed this video to Megan Fox, he had her as a poster in his room, and it took him like years, but so what? If he can do it, so can you. I believe that. I believe that effort, consistency, and true love can take someone a very, very long way. And forget the people who say that it's not going to happen. It can happen. I want you to stay positive and work hard, and remember, the more you strategize, the easier it's going to be. If you are jealous, you have to learn to work with your jealousy in a professional, detached way. I understand being jealous when you're dating someone very attractive, but the solution to that isn't to make scenes or try to restrain them or expose them online or other horrible things that I've seen girls who dated K-pop idols do. The solution is to work so hard on yourself and to build up so much confidence that you value yourself. And you have also many guys interested in you, which can also help, although we're not going to admit it in public, that's between you and me, that you know that you are so high value that if something happens and it doesn't work with that idol, you know plenty of other people. And the sky is your limit. You're not going to be the person searching their phone and searching their stuff and making a scene and screaming and saying, I don't want you to go to that fan meet or whatever. This stems from low self-esteem and from scarcity mindset. So it's very important to always see yourself in a way of, I'm going to say it and you're going to think that I'm crazy. You should not be thinking, I'm lucky to date an idol. You should be thinking, the idol is lucky to date me. I'm on the top 5% of best girlfriends or boyfriends in the world. So you are lucky to have me. I'm an asset in your life. Before you say, what are you talking about, crazy person? I know this is like a far-fetched goal, but this is the goal that actually shields you from jealousy. Because you know your worth. And when you know your worth, it starts showing in our manners, in the way we carry ourselves, in the way we talk to others, and people pick on that and respect us. I say this to you as someone that I used to work horrible jobs before I started YouTube, although I had a college degree and I was underpaid and I was feeling horrible and I was constantly being attacked by narcissists and being a magnet for toxic people. And after I started all of my other jobs working online, there was a day that I made $600 in one day. And after that day, I realized that I'm not taking bullshit from anyone. And people don't give me bullshit either. It's much, much more rare. And that was because I started having faith in myself. So even if you are unpopular now, or even if you're poor now, or even if you are lost now, that can change. That is not a permanent situation. You can say, I'm a person working towards making money, or I'm a person working towards a career, and not I'm a poor person. I'm a person with no career, because your situation is dynamic. It can change every day, bit by bit, to the direction you want it to go. And at the end of the day, people are saying, when I talk about these things in real life, people are saying, oh, dating a K-pop idol is just a phase, you're going to outgrow it, or, oh, what if nothing happens? You still win. Do you know why? Because you would have done all of this work with yourself, that you have assets, that they're going to be with you for the rest of your life. Speaking a foreign language fluently, starting your own business, becoming more artistic and developing your passions, traveling to Korea and living there, all of these things. Getting healthier, losing weight, these are things that between you and me, we should be doing anyway in the first place. It's part of self-development. But because they're so painful, you need a very strong positive reinforcement or a very strong negative reinforcement. Otherwise, who's going to get off the couch, you know? Human nature is designed to be pain averse. So we need strong motivation. When times are that we are hungry, we worked out too much and we are tired, things don't go well, people are talking shit and all of that, you need something to get you going. Your love for that person, your love for yourself and who you want to be, that is something that can actually get you going. I don't believe in strong negative reinforcement, although it has worked for me in the past because it's temporary and at the end of the day it gives you a bitter taste. So if you watched this far, thank you. If you want to help me make more content, please subscribe and share the video, because this is not one of my monetized channels and it's very difficult to make content for free in this dystopian capitalism. And we're going to discuss it more. But close your mouth and open your heart to infinite possibilities. Because even if one person could do it, you can also do it. And if you want someone to tell you that they support you, not only you have my support, you have my blessing. Go get them. They are yours. Thank you for watching.